Hi everybody, this is David Fine. I'm going to show you guys another knot, how to combine two different fishing lines, all right? So I've got my red line, which is a thinner line, probably 15-pound test, and my yellow line, which is a 20-pound test. That would be sort of like a leader. We have a video on the Double-Uni knot, which is the knot I prefer, but the Double Clinch Knot is one that you can use if you're not comfortable with the Double-Uni. So basically what you do is you create a loop with one of your lines, okay? We'll start with making a loop with our yellow line, and then we'll put our red line through. And then you may have heard this called the fisherman's knot or the tornado knot, but basically what you do is you just twist it 7 times, the red tag around the other line 7 times, 6, 7, and then what you can do is you go right through the red eye, and then you take that back through this other loop in the back. You grab your tag, you wet it, saliva works, and then you can clench this down like so. All right, we got one. Now we need to do the same thing with the yellow side. 1, 2, say 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We come through the little eye that we created, and then we go back through the big loop. Actually, the red one shouldn't go with it. Go back through the big loop. Okay, lubricate. And pull. Sometimes you need to encourage it with your thumb to go down and clench. And sometimes you need to pull this tag. Yeah, it's not my favorite. I prefer the Double-Uni, but some people just have a hard time with it. And that knot right there, guys, is very, very strong. So we don't need to worry about that breaking. It does kind of mess with when it starts to clench down. You see how it's a little kinked up here? That's something that, you don't have to worry about it, but it just kind of, I don't know. I don't personally like it as much, but we can take our tag ends off. Make sure you don't cut the wrong one. There, guys, we have our double clinch knot or double tornado knot, however you want to call it, fisherman's knot. And I tied this one for years, guys, so it holds. It's just a little bit more cumbersome. I like the Double-Uni. I've learned how to tie it really well. I like how the knot in the Double-Uni clinches down better. This one, a lot of times you have to encourage it with your fingers, and I don't know. It's just doesn't seem as smooth, but it is super strong. It's very useful. I used it for years. Tying a Double-Uni knot is really simple. Take 2 fishing lines, lay them across each other opposite, take the thicker of the 2 fishing lines, make a loop, and then take the tag end of that line, wrapping it 4 to 6 times around the loop and the line, and using lubrication like saliva or water if you need to lubricate it. Then pull it tight, repeat with the other side, make a loop with the other fishing line, and pull it through and wrap it around 4 to 6 times. Then lubricate and pull tight. Now you'll have 2 different knots on your fishing line. You take the 2 different lines on the either end and you pull tight, and the 2 knots will clinch together. The last step is to cut your tag ends off, and you have your Double-Uni knot. First, get your two pieces of fishing line, lay them opposite of one another. Take a stick or a pencil and put it through the middle of the two lines and twist it 8 to 10 times, making sure that the monofilament lines are being twisted equally and nice and tight. Once you're done with that, take your tag end from one of your pieces and go in through the eye that's created, and keep in mind the direction that you're going through, because the other tag end you're going to go in through the same eye but in through the opposite direction. Then take your stick or pencil out, then lubricate your knot so that it doesn't burn when you clinch it down, and pull tight until it clinches all the way down. Then all you have to do is cut your tag ends off, and now you have yourself a fantastic splice between two different pieces of monofilament or fluorocarbon line. It specializes in connecting braided line to a fluorocarbon or thicker monofilament leader. For today's video, the red line is going to represent our braided fishing line. The yellow line will represent our thicker leader material. So the first step is we're going to take our thick leader material, make a loop. We'll pinch that loop. Then we're going to take our braided line and we're going to run our braided line through the loop, and we're going to pull at least 8 or 10 inches of that braided line through. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pinch with my left hand all three, the red braided line plus the loop. We're going to pinch them together, and then what we're going to do, let me actually do that a little further down. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our tag end of our braided line, and we're going to make loops. We're going to do at least 10 loops around all three of these knots, or all three lines, okay? We're going to make 10 loops, and it's got to be nice and tight. They can't overlap each other, and this is a little cumbersome to show you guys in a nice, neat way. That's 4, 9, and 10. Take our tag end after 10 tight knots, and you see how the line is coming up through this loop. We're going to bring it down. This tag end we're going to bring down through that loop so that they're actually coming out the same ends. And then we're going to wet with some saliva, and then we're going to pull this somewhat tight, and then I'll loosen the tags off, and I'll just pull on the two main lines, and voila. Now that's a tight knot right there, guys. Super tight knot. I'm gonna cut my tag ends off. And that is an Albright knot, guys. That's super tight. I like how it looks. We have a whole bunch of videos, guys, on how to catch big fish down in South Florida, from the beaches to freshwater, saltwater. In fact, I'm gonna go beach fishing here in a little bit. I'm gonna go fish for permit. I'm gonna tie a hook on right now and go permit fishing. So guys, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Till next time, let's get out there and catch some fish, and let's splice some lines together. Take care.